and Pakistan-administered Kashmir and Jammu. Relations between India and Pakistan, two nuclear powers, have long been tense, but deteriorated sharply following a deadly militant attack on tourists in Kashmir last month. Pakistan is vowing to retaliate at a time and place of its choosing. It looks like that may be underway. Our international editor, Jeremy Bowen, is here. And Jeremy, this news has just come in. So what more can you tell us? Fill us in.
Well, there are a few things to think about here tonight. First of all, the question is whether India will decide that their honour has been satisfied after that attack. And then the question will be, what about the Pakistani response? There's been news reports coming out, the Pakistanis saying their jets are in the sky at the moment. So the nature of their response to this and any escalation that results is clearly going to be something that people are deeply worried about, because both of these countries, with a long tradition of enmity, have nuclear weapons. Now, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. This at the moment is a response to an attack which India is blaming on Pakistan, on militant groups that are based there. And they have hit 9 places with various kinds of missiles that they've got, and they have been hinting that something like this will happen. It's been on the cards. So let's hope that internationally people are ready to try and calm the situation down, to make sure it doesn't go any further than it needs to get, because India and Pakistan have a long history of tension between them, and over the disputed area of Kashmir, which has been disputed since the partition of India just after the Second World War.
Well, as you say, Jeremy, this has been on the cards for some time. Relations have been extremely tense between the two countries for a number of years.
Yeah, they have been tense, and so that's why this is something that we've got to be concerned about. But also, I think, first of all, both sides will know what the stakes are here. So, as I say, really important for everybody looking at this, people who might be worried about it, people who might have family out there, people who are concerned about what may happen, and journalists must not get ahead of themselves at the moment about this. Now, it's breaking news in the world, but it's something that now there has to be a major diplomatic push to stop it escalating, to calm things down for both sides, to say, right, honour has been satisfied now, we can draw a line.
Jeremy, thank you very much. Well, we can now go live to Samira Hussain reporting from India for us. Samira, what can you tell us?
Well, look, so far, the only details that we're getting here in India are actually from the Indian government and not the army. And what they're saying is that they have hit 9 targets in Pakistan. They're saying that these targets were, in fact, militant targets. They are saying that they did not target the Pakistan military. And they're saying that right now, actually, we're getting some reports of artillery shelling happening between the two countries at some points along the line of control. And now really what's going to happen is everyone's looking towards Pakistan in terms of what kind of retaliation we may see. Now, remember, it's been 12 days since that attack that happened targeting all these tourists. And many people have been wondering about what was going to happen between India and Pakistan. Remember, along this line of control, there has been quite a long ceasefire. That has clearly been breached. And so now there's a real concern in terms of what Pakistan's response may be to what's just happened.
Vishal in New Delhi, thank you very much for joining us.
Party. Why I like the new party? Number one, it's a group of people that's on a panel. We all have differences, but we all basically still come together at the end of the day. The new party for me is about unity. The new party for me is about educating people to the truth, letting people know what's been going on in our country. With that being said, shout out to the new party, man. We're going to keep it going with y'all.
Welcome to the new party. I'm Nora Christine.
I'm Gray Mars.
I'm Enzo.
And I'm Kamal.
Tonight on the new party, we have our good friend Kamal joining us. Let's go, Kamal. I'm so excited to have you back. This is actually a topic that is your specialty, FBA topics. And we are going to be talking about that tonight. Also, we have a guest. Hi, Men's. Welcome to the show.
Hello. How's it going?
So glad to have you back, Men. So I met Men's on Dana with the Data. Shouts out to Dana with the Data. She co-hosts a show with Judge Joe Brown. So I really was honored to meet him. And tonight, I mean, I couldn't have this night about a Black topic without Men's. Men's hosts a variety of Black spaces on X. X, if you could just, Men's, if you could just briefly let everybody know about your platform and what you talk about on your show.
Well, essentially, you kind of covered it when you said FBA, but I talk about mostly everything regarding our politics, everything regarding what we need to do, planning, strategy, as well as, getting involved in what ways you could get involved. I run an organization called the Society of Freedmen.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a nonprofit organization. Also, I'm a daily day job. I'm full stack developer, so I teach kids how to program on my free time.
Oh wow!
And obviously, I am pro STEAM, but I do believe that there's alteration that makes me pro STEAM, and that's politics. So STEAM plus P, that makes sense.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we got to bring you on for science shows too. So that's good to know that you have knowledge in that. So guys, tonight is going to be a hot night. I want to start by saying I am very disappointed in a Black conservative. You guys know him as Anton Daniels. He had Myron Gaines on his show. So that's going to be the main topic of the night. But before we get there, guys, we will be technically accepting calls. I'm going to alter that, but we will be taking calls tonight about an hour in because this is going to be a hot topic and I want people to call in. We got a lot of viewers tonight. So shouts out to everybody watching. If you're watching on X and you want to join the conversation, you can go to our YouTube at the new party to be a part of the conversation. But the first clip that we showed was regarding the escalated incident occurring right now in India and Pakistan as we speak. As you guys saw in the clip, India hit Pakistan first. About 8 people they're saying died, and Pakistan has now retaliated. Gray, what's your thoughts on this escalating incident happening over there in that region?
So in our group chat, I gotta give Mia her credit. She had brought this up a few weeks ago. I think that they've been enemies for a long time, like they said. I'm more concerned with what the U.S. response is gonna be, and that basically means what Donald Trump is gonna do. I'm not sure if this will go to a further escalation or if other countries will be pulled into this because there's 2 other wars going on right now. But I'm just waiting to see what happens.
Enzo, I think it's clear to say you're like one of the only MAGA on the call. What's your thoughts on what Donald Trump's going to do? What you anticipate that our Republican president will do?
I hope, all honesty, that he actually gets this under control. Gets this under control in the aspect of it doesn't escalate farther than it is, because I'm going to be the one conspiracy nut on here and say that this is the start of what I would see the start of being World War III, because you have 2 other conflicts going on. You have 2 nuclear powers going at it. Either side are not going to allow that to happen. They're going to back one side or the other, because let's just say Pakistan and India go at it to the point where one side's losing or one side's winning, whatever it is. Someone's going to hit that button. And once they do, all bets are off for everybody. Everyone's going to jump in, get involved for whatever reason. And that's why I'm hoping the Trump administration has some diplomatic conversations with both these countries to de-escalate anything before it even gets to all-out warfare for everybody. Because at the end of the day, that's not going to be good for nobody.
Kamal, what's your thoughts? I know your main focus is all about the Black people, but if we go to World War III, Black people are going to be the ones going, unfortunately. So what do you think about what's going on over there in India right now?
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know they was funking like that. You feel me? I stayed in my lane. You feel me? First of all, shout out to Men's, man. I see you, player. I actually saw you on Dana with the Data show. I like your talking points, brother. You feel me? Also, shout out to the panel. How y'all doing? I didn't know they were funking like that. I had no idea. You feel me? I do have a question. Will this affect oil prices?
I think it will, and I'm gonna tell you why. Pakistan is a primarily Muslim country, and they are friends with Saudi Arabia. So yeah, probably. Mans, what do you think? You think it's gonna affect oil prices?
Um, I put it this way. And shout out to the person that said they MAGA and everything. I'm not MAGA, but I'm definitely Republican. So I'll say this. Is it going to affect oil prices? No, I don't think that it would, simply because we do have reserves here. And I think that only thing that really does impact oil prices is if, refinery cost of production is impacted. I don't think that this will actually impact, being that we've been kind of moving away from, relying on these other external sources for oil. And as you know, Trump has been pushing fracking, or he says drill, baby, drill and everything. That's because we're trying to become more of an independent nation when it comes down to our, fossil fuels and so forth, fossil fuels. Now, as far as the World War III comment, is this a moment that I can respond to that, or are we just doing question and answers?
No, yeah, go ahead. You can respond to that.
Yeah, the World War III. If this is something that you think started World War III, World War III has already started, in my opinion. World War III has already began, and I think that we've seen that in the signs as far as the economic battle and the tariffs and everything like that with China, as well as the Panama Canal. What we're trying to do there. These are all preparations. Russia has been, training around Alaska, and as well as you have the conflict between Israel and Gaza. This is all because of expansion, right? This is a race to expansion. China has their soldiers everywhere. They have their people everywhere, and don't look at war as like guns and bloodshed. The first phase of the war, look at war as economically, economics and invasion. Having people in place and causing corruption and catastrophe and stuff, spying and collecting data.
Facts. Hold on, guys. We have a guest. Hi, Beans. Welcome.
Is my mic on?
Yes, you're loud and clear. Beans, we're talking about the escalation that happened today between India and Pakistan. You have any thoughts on that?
No, I mean, I hate to be that guy in the show.
All good.
But I really
You probably have
don't
thoughts on the other
any
topics. That's fine.
concerns about that at all. Yeah.
Yeah. So we are going to move from Asia to Africa because about a month ago or so, there was an attempted coup in Burkina Faso. I'm going to play the clip and then we can talk on it. And it's okay if y'all don't know about the topic. I'm okay with you passing on because I think some of the other topics you guys will be having lots to say